All right, hi everyone. I've got an exciting video for you today. I'm going to compare Amazon stock, Shopify stock, and Mercadolibre stock and determine which one of these e-commerce companies is the best stock to buy right now. I'm going to measure them across four metrics, so let's get right into it, starting with revenue growth. And looking here, Mercadolibre in the blue has closed with the best revenue growth in the most recent quarter at 44.78. Next is Shopify at 25.72, and the lowest is Amazon at 8.58. If we look back historically, it looks like Shopify used to be the faster growing one, and Mercado Libre has really accelerated its growth and captured Shopify and taken the lead here. And I suspect that this growth lead for Mercado Libre will continue over the next, I don't know, couple of years because Mercado Libre is is known as like the Amazon of Latin America, and Latin American e-commerce sales are expected to be the fastest growing in the world. So e-commerce sales in Latin America is going to grow faster than e-commerce sales in the US. And then, second of all, Mercado Libre is the lead player in that industry. Its competitor is facing tremendous trouble through legal allegations. It misreported its financial results, so they're going through all of that. So Mercado should be taking market share, and it's just been outperforming the market overall. So I suspect this to continue over the next couple of years. The next metric I wanted to look at is cash flow from operations. Starting with Amazon, Amazon's cash flow from operations in the last 3 years has, if we look back here from before July of 2020, it's been increasing nicely from a little less than 12 billion all the way up to over 29 billion. However, this is trending in a I would say neutral direction. It's not, I don't suspect this to continue rising. Amazon overinvested in capacity during the earlier stages of the pandemic, and that's starting to weigh on its cost structure. So I'm not optimistic that it can continue expanding its cash flow from operations, at least in the near term. Longer term, sure, for sure. I think Amazon can expand its cash flows, but in the near term, I'm a little more skeptical. Same thing with Shopify. Shopify, if we look back the last 3 years, increased its cash flow from operations from a negative close to 100 million all the way up to positive 255 million. And similar to Amazon, I'm skeptical of Shopify's ability to expand cash flows because now Shopify has made billions of dollars in investments in rolling out its own fulfillment services, and it's also taking on more capital intensive business segments like Shopify Capital. That's going to weigh on its cash flow from operations growth near term. Mercado Libre has grown its cash flow from a little less than break even all the way up to 724 million in its most recent quarter. So it's got better cash flow from operations than Shopify and has delivered better progress in terms of cash flow from operations growth compared to Shopify. They're on a similar scale, right? If we look back at before July of 2020, they started at a similar point at slightly negative, and Mercado Libre has expanded nearly 3 times as quickly as Shopify. The next metric I wanted to look at was operating margin. For Amazon, operating margin has been relatively flat after rising and then falling back down. 2.38% in the trailing 12 months. Like I mentioned earlier, its overinvestment in capacity is going to continue weighing on these operating margins. Same thing with Shopify. After expanding during the earlier stages of the pandemic to over 8%, it took a dramatic turn for the worst as the company just expanded investments in growth, and now it turned negative 14.68% in its most recent trailing 12 months. Meanwhile, Mercado Libre has shown nice growth after sliding a little bit before 2020. It's grown its operating margin from negative 5 6%, all the way up to positive 7.33%. And so it's demonstrating the best growth out of the three and the best overall operating margin out of the three. So Mercadolibre really impressive across these three metrics that we've looked at comparatively so far. And the final thing I'll look at is valuation, looking at the forward price to earnings ratio, looking at 1 year forecasted earnings. Amazon trading at the cheapest valuation of 37.4, Shopify the most expensive at 175.36, and Mercadolibre coming in at the middle, close to Amazon at 46.99. So if I had to pick one of these three growth stocks to buy right now, I would say Mercadolibre is the best one to buy. It faces the best near-term prospects as well as excellent long-term prospects. Amazon and Shopify are really going through massive expense growth, and I don't know if they're going to be able to control these costs in a time of rapid inflation. It wasn't a good time to be making these kinds of investments. So I'm a little bit less optimistic on those two. Mercadolibre is the one I would pick here. All right, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.